Okay, so my name is Thaddeus Lorenz, and this is the recording for sprint number 4 for the IST 361 uh, application project for this semester. So backlog number 4 is all about bridging the data in between the two different view controllers. And a view controller is just the different screens that you see after clicking throughout an app. So the table view controller uh, I showed before in the last sprint showed the song name, and you're able to vote and you're able to add one, and it all stored that data within that one view controller. And then when I clicked finish, it went over to another view controller that showed a static label with votes, but nothing had happened because the last sprint wasn't about bridging the data in between the two different view controllers. So now with this, some of the problems that I ran into is that I talked to the teaching assistant about this last week. Was that the IDE, like Xcode, when you use the simulator, it's not possible to show like multi-peer network in the sense of being able to sign out and sign back in and have all the data stored and saved, because it's limited in its ability to store data for multiple accounts unless I had the app developer account, which would allow me to run it on my actual iPhone instead of the simulator. So for this sprint, I'm showing all the different votes being added up, and then clicking on the song name label, clicking finish, and then all that information being transferred over to the next view controller to show that all of the data was transferred over correctly. So let me just open up my project. So music list, this is where most of my work was done for the sprint. So what I did was I created a variable final song type string, and we have vote count, which was just equal to 0, so that whenever you click the vote button, it would add 1 to this variable right here. And what I did was in order to communicate with the results view controller, or where we would see what the final song that was voted on would be, is I created a variable final count and a variable final song. Now, final song will communicate with final song in here, and vote count will communicate with final count. And I'll show you like later on in this video, we have two different labels. So we have the vote results label, which will show the number of votes, and the song results label, which will show the song that was selected. And so we have this right here, final song is equal to, this final song is equal to song results label.text, which is equal to song, which was declared up here. And vote results label.text is equal to final count up here. So if we go back to music list, in order to call results view controller dot swift, what I did was I did like a let statement, and I did let dest vc destination vc equal to segue. Segue is just the transition from one view controller to the next as results view controller. So now that I've just called this dot results view controller dot swift file, I'm allowed to grab the variables within it and basically set the variables within this music list.swift file equal to the results view controller.swift file. So for the count, I did destvc.final count. So we're in results view controller.final count is equal to self.vote count. Vote count was up here. So then what we're going to do is now we're going to go to the index path, or the table cell, the individual table cell that we're voting on within the table view. So at index path for selected row, I did basically what I did with destination VC, peripheral equals songs. So songs is actually of type music up here. So this is declared all the way at the top of the document. So, and a song is composed up of, we can check in the like what the data file is. Song is composed of a title of type string and a vote count of type int. So what we're going to do is we're going to we want the title, so we're going to do songs index path.row dot title, and then let results controller, instead of dest.vc, it's results controller down here, equals segue that destination as results view controller. So now I'm again grabbing the variables from results view controller and declaring the final song equal to the one that we select individually. So we go back here, and all is said and done. We can go to the main storyboard. So last week before, this was literally just a text, like I just dragged and dropped the text file like field that said Wings by Mac Miller, and it was just static. It wouldn't change. So now that when we vote and then click on the song and click finish, it will populate with that individual unique song with the vote count as well. So let me just run the application. So now you can sign in with a username, password, just dummy username and password as usual. And what I'm going to do is vote on a song. So instead of Wings, because I showed that before, let's test it out with ladders. So if we click on votes, and we can keep going, like I said before, multi-peer network, it's not possible to show it on the simulator within Xcode because it's limited in its features. I would have to get the developer account. So for this purpose, I will show you that when I'm clicking vote, the votes are registered. And then when I select it for ladders and click finish, ladders by Mac Miller, that label was changed and 8 votes. And just to prove that the database saved it for its unique vote per song, we can go back in. I've showed this in the previous videos. Go to Music app, go to Database, Real-Time Database, and here we go. Each individual song that I have up there, the users, and each vote. So every vote is completely unique. There's a bunch because this is all through testing, so whenever I use the IDE, that's going to go through this database. But the data isn't big enough to be a problem in terms of like pricing or anything. In fact, it's free up to a certain point. But besides the fact, here is my product for now. And when you click sign out, it brings you to a simple sign out page. Sign out here. This pop-up window right here is actually a new feature within the iOS, within the newest iOS update. And it just allows you to go back. If I were to just change it in the main.storyboard file, or the file that deals with displaying buttons and editing constraints within a screen, I can click on an option that would say fill screen, and that would just fill the whole screen, and it would be old school in the sense of having to go back. I'd have to create a button to segue backwards. So that was it for this week. I'm having for the next sprint, I need to show visuals, or just display it, not just visuals in terms of like pie charts and stuff, but just being able to display the data in a way that would help a user determine a song to play next. And that is it for this project. Thank you.